Hi children, in the last class we have studied about valence shell and valence electron. The electrons in the outermost shell is known as valence electron and the outermost shell is known as valence shell. So today we will see why some atoms are very reactive and some others are not reactive at all. You know that inert gases, they are known as inert because they are very unreactive. Noble gases or inert gases. They are called so because they are very unreactive. So what is, first let us see why these are not reactive at all. So when the scientists studied their behavior, they understood that these elements, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, they are chemically unreactive. They does not react with any other elements or with its own atoms also. So they studied the structure of atomic structure of these atoms. So they understood the electronic configuration of these elements. See, you know, helium's atomic number is 2. So its electronic configuration is 2 because first shell can accommodate 2. Neon's atomic number is 10. So electronic configuration is 2, 8. First shell 2, second shell 8. Total 10. Argon's atomic number is 18. So that electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8. Krypton atomic number 36. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 18, 8. Like that, when you write the electronic configuration of these elements, they have seen that all these elements except helium has 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So they understood that this 8 electron in the outermost shell gives stability to that atom. That is why these inert gases does not react with any other atom. Whereas in the case of helium, it has only 2 electrons, but it cannot accommodate 8 electrons in the first shell. You know that first shell can accommodate maximum 2 only. Therefore, if it is first shell, the maximum electron that can be accommodated is 2. Therefore, the first shell in the 2 gives stability to that atom. So that structure is known as duplet structure and these structures are known as octet structure. 8 electron outermost shell. Such a structure is known as octet structure. And if an atom has only one shell, in that 2 electron if it is there, that is known as duplet structure. Helium is having that electronic structure, duplet structure. So all other atoms are chemically reactive because they want to get this stable electronic configuration. That is why all other atoms other than these 6 elements, we know out of 118 elements, only these 6 are inert gases, unreactive gases. All others are reactive. So the reason for that reactivity is they are trying to get this octet structure or duplet structure through chemical reaction. So let us see how they get this duplet structure or octet structure. See here, I have written the element symbol in the increasing order of the atomic number up to atomic number 20. The symbol and the atomic number is written. Now consider the element sodium. Sodium's atomic number is 11, so its electronic configuration will be 281. This atom sodium, if it loses this one electron, it will get the electronic configuration of neon 2H. It will get stability. The atom will get stability because 8 electron the outermost shell, that is known as octet structure, it gives stability to the atom. So sodium atom will always try to lose this electron when it takes part in chemical reaction. Now consider magnesium, atom number 12. So its electronic configuration is 282. So this, for this atom also, losing this 2 electron is easy. When it loses, it gets this electronic configuration. So it becomes stable. Okay, so sodium and magnesium will try to lose electron. Otherwise, they have to get, in this case, it has to get 7 more electron. That is not so easy. Better than that is losing 1 electron. Now consider chlorine. Chlorine's atomic number is 17. So its electronic configuration of chlorine will be 287. This atom, when it takes part in chemical reaction, it will try to gain 1 more electron. If it gain 1 more electron, it will get 8 electron in the outermost shell. So it gets the octet structure of argon. So then atom becomes stable. So that is why atoms take part in chemical reaction or atom combine with other atom. because when they combine with other atom, they may gain or lose electron. In some cases, for example, in the case of carbon, when we write the electronic configuration, it will be 2, 4 because its atomic number is 6. Atomic number is 6 for carbon, so electronic configuration 2, 4. For this atom, it can either lose 4 electron. If it loses 4 electron, it will get the duplex structure of helium, or else it can gain 4 more electron. In that case, it will get the octet structure of neon. But both are equally difficult. Gaining 4 electron or losing 4 electron is not so easy as sodium atom losing 1 electron or chlorine atom gaining 1 more electron. It is not so easy. Therefore, this atom carbon will take part in sharing. There are some electrons are shared in the outermost shell. This we will see in later. Okay. So what I am telling you now is atoms can get stability either by losing electron or by gaining electron or by sharing electron. So when an atom combines with other atom, it is losing electron sometimes gaining electron or sometimes sharing electron outermost shell. For example, sodium combined with the chlorine. So let us see what is happening. Chlorine's electronic configuration is 287. Okay, so sodium atom, this atom want to lose this electron. At the same time, chlorine want to get 1 more electron. So the electronic configuration of these two will be when sodium gives this electron to chlorine from the outermost shell of sodium. You know sodium has 3 shells. From the third shell, this 1 electron is given to chlorine's third shell. Chlorine atom's third shell. So here there are already 7 electrons. So when 1 more comes, this will get H. Okay. So both become stable. That is why sodium combined with chlorine to form sodium chloride. 1 sodium atom combined with 1 chlorine atom to form sodium chloride. Similarly, in many cases, chlorine may combine with its own atom to form chlorine molecule, Cl2 molecule. So atoms combine with other atoms to get stability, either by losing electron or by gaining electron or by sharing electron. Okay, the number of electrons gained, lost or shared by an atom is known as its combining capacity or valency. This definition of valency, the modern definition of valency, we have learned in page 3 of chapter 1. Modern definition of valency. It states that the valency of an element is the number of electrons that atom can lose, gain or share during chemical reaction with other atom. Okay. Now, as a result of redistribution of electron here, as I told, sodium will lose its 1 electron to chlorine. When sodium atom combined with chlorine, it loses its 1 electron to chlorine, I told you. So here it will be 2H and here it will be 288 because it gets 1 more electron from here. So its new structure will be here 8 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in the outermost shell, but here it will not be there. Okay, that will be the new model of both the atoms once they combine. But what is happening? There is a redistribution of electron in the outermost shell. So now this shell is not there at all because here no electron. But because of this redistribution of electron in the outermost shell, there develops a force of attraction between these two atoms. That force of attraction developed between the atom is known as chemical bond. So it is, what is chemical bond? It is a force of attraction developed which hold both the combining atoms together in a molecule. When sodium atom combines with chlorine, we get a molecule of sodium chloride. In that molecule of sodium chloride, these two atoms are held together by a force of attraction. That force of attraction is known as chemical bond. So chemical bond is the force of attraction which bind the atoms in a molecule together. Now see here, sodium's atomic number is 11, so electronic configuration 281, magnesium 12, electronic configuration 282, aluminum 13, electronic configuration 283, potassium 19, so it is 2881. These elements, in the last class you have learned, all the elements which are having 1, 2 or 3 electrons outermost shell, they are known as metal. There are many other metals also. For example, here lithium, atomic number is 3. So electronic configuration will be 2, 1. Again 1 electron outermost shell. So all those atoms which are having 1, 2 or 3 electron in the outermost shell, they are known as metals. And we have also studied those atoms which are having 5, 6 or 7 electrons in the outermost shell. They are known as non-metals. Now we know that when a metal atom takes part in chemical reaction, what will happen? It will give electron to get octet structure. This will give 1 electron, magnesium will give 2 more electrons, then it will get octet structure, 8 electron. Aluminium will give 3 electrons, then it also will get the octet structure. Outermost shell will be having 8 electron octet structure, it is stable. So those metal atoms or which are having 1, 2, 3 electrons in the outermost shell, they will be losing electron. They are known as reducing agents. Metals are always reducing agents because they will lose always 1, 2 or 3 electron from their outermost shell. See, aluminium, it can either lose 3 electron from the outermost shell or it has to gain 5 more electron. Which is easy? Yes, losing 3 electron is easier than gaining 5 more electrons. So this also is a metal. You know, aluminum is a metal. So those elements which lose electron during chemical reaction, they are known as reducing agent. So all the metals are good reducing agents. Non-metals gain electron. They are known as oxidizing agents because oxidizing agents will gain electron during chemical reaction. So all the non-metals are known as oxidizing agents. We will study more about oxidizing and reducing agent later. This is enough for today. Okay. So we have finished today till the end of page 64 up to isotope. Study well, then attend the next class. Okay. Thank you.